Guys, hello back. Yeah, I know it's been a while, but I was checking some things and really waiting for the Fed decision that it was this week. And as you know, it cut rates. It cut surprisingly cut the rates for more than people expected. A lot of people were expecting just 25 base points to be cut, but at the end it cut 50 base points, so which is a surprise, and we will comment on that later. But well, I don't want to make this too long, so we will check probably Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the major American indices, and then I will walk through, I will talk about what I think can happen regarding this decision. Please remember, this is not financial advice, so make your own research, and whatever you hear and see here is just my own and personal opinion. All right, so here we are with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, we are here on the weekly chart. Well, because of the Fed's decision to cut interest rates, well, the first market reaction, of course, is to go up. So we see that investors in Bitcoin started to prepare for that, and then they started to buy really in advance. So we can see here this weekly chart. So we can see that investors started to buy here 2 weeks ago. So we have two green weeks at the moment. And the here we have some important things to check on the weekly chart. So far here we have our all-time high, so our top, and here have where our recent swing low. So these are two important levels. So we see here that we still have some liquidity here that hasn't been taken. I mentioned before on some videos that we would come down to take this liquidity. So look, we came down partially. We took part of this liquidity, but we didn't take all of the liquidity. So there's still a lot of liquidity trapped here, and it might be possible that in the future we come to grab it. So here we respected the 55 EMA and then started to go up with this positive news about the Fed rate cuts, and it started really investor well because the Fed really in August at the Jackson Hole meeting they said that they would change direction, so investors took this as probably assurance that this was going to come the rate cut. So well, here we can see, however, that we still have this important trend line that is a downward trend line. So we are still technically on the shorter time frame. We are still going down, but it looks very likely that we will break this resistance. So we go to the daily chart and we can see here in more detail how it looks. So we went back up again to the 55 and 200 EMA. So at the moment it looks very positive, very bullish. So, and it looks, if the dollar continues to go down, it looks like we can blow up the tops. So you will see in a minute that the indices have already done that. So the Dow Jones and the S&P 500 already blow up the tops, so are marking new all-time highs. And then, well, this is very likely for Bitcoin. It's not. It still have some places that it needs to, important places where it needs to break up, but it looks likely. So the first one, so we can mark on the short term. So we will have here, for instance, we are getting approaching these levels, so the 64 65 level, so we're approaching this. I expect that we come here, then we might have bounced back to this trend line, and then from here probably continue. Then more important liquidity places that it looks like we will grab them. It looks like Bitcoin wants to grab this liquidity. So is this around the 68 70 K? It looks likely that we'll break here, take this as support and go for the next level. So remember, let's go step by step. And then then the elections will be closed because they are in November. So we'll see what happens around this level, and if we break this level, this very important mark, there's also a very important psychological level, the 70,000, then we have almost, well, a little bit of liquidity here, a bit of liquidity here and there, but we have free way to go up. So maybe I'm not saying that we'll go straight to 100,000. Maybe we never reach 100,000 on this cycle, but at least we can probably eye the 80,000, 82,000, and we'll see from there how it goes. So Ethereum, I also want to show you Ethereum because it is very interesting. I will show you with the dominances. So for instance, the Bitcoin dominance. Here I have marked a weekly level, an important weekly swing level. So here we have this previous swing high for the Bitcoin dominance, and we see that it is having, well, it came to this to grab this liquidity, and then it is coming down. So if this breaks back down from this level, then look, now we have 2 days coming down. So if this comes down here and starts to correct here, then we will have a good rally on for the alts, and we can already see that some alts are already pumping. So you can see here, for instance, with Ethereum dominance, the opposite. Indeed, you can see here that Ethereum had this swing low. This is a swing high, the swing low. Well, last week was probably the really low. We can put it here if you want. And anyway, but even more on the theory that it is going back, because this is a previous swing low, a very high swing low. Sorry, a very low swing low, and then we recovered that level. So it looks like Ethereum is going up, Ethereum dominance, and it will try to come. We have this trend line that is going down, and it looks like we might test this trend line again, because, well, this trend line we continue here, we continue to do something like this, and then we might come here and then retest this trend line, and this is giving a good pump for Ethereum. So look at the Ethereum chart. So here we have very interesting things on the Ethereum chart. We have this massive triangle that it is, well, we'll see. I mean, it didn't break to the downside, because it would have been catastrophic for Ethereum if we break these trend lines, and then we would have gone here really low to get this liquidity, or even further down. But now it looks like we can even touch this upper part of this triangle. So here we have this liquidity, here we have this level that we can easily touch. Here is around the 4,000, and a lot of people are predicting or are eyeing the 4,000 level for Ethereum. So it looks like if the dominance of Ethereum dominance continue to rise, it looks possible that we will get to touch the 4,000 level. Well, now we have this other level, which is the 4,800, which is really high, but it might be possible. I mean, I'm not saying no. So let's go and check the daily chart. Well, where we have some resistance, some places first, not resistance, some well, yeah, resistances. So some liquidity areas where Ethereum wants to go and grab this liquidity. First one is here, the 2,800. So I think this is the first goal, to say it like that. So we might come in the coming days to this area, and then here we have the next important step for Ethereum. So we will come to this area, to the 3,000, above 3,300 area, and then here will be around the November election again, like Bitcoin, and from here is the big step. So if we jump up here and we stay up here, then we might go to the 4,000 level. So for me, these are the two important milestones for Ethereum to break and then go to the 4,000 level. But remember, let's go step by step. So what's going on, as I mentioned, with the indices, and now here is what I think is happening uh, with the in general with the economy. So we have here the S&P 500. It looks really bullish. It's really bullish. Continue to make all-time highs, as we can see here. So today, actually Friday, we are marking a new all-time high. So you can see here, this is a, trend line that goes up. So we've been respecting this in the long time frame. We've been respecting this trend line here with several touches, this touch, this touch, this touch, and then it even accelerated the trend. So we are coming to this other upward trend, which is even more accelerated. So, and so what to expect? Well, as I mentioned before, if with the rate cut, there was going to be a euphoria blowing up the tops, so we are blowing up the tops, but we have to consider why did the Fed cut rates more than expected? And one theory is that the economy is already damaged, so that they are seeing a lot of damage in the economy, so that that they had to quickly apply the brakes. So, but the other way around. So put some gas on the economy. So apply the accelerator because they are saying that they slow down too much the economy. So the data for unemployment is rising. The inflation is going down rapidly, and then they want to stimulate the economy by cutting rates. Then the question is, how damaged is the economy, so that it is not going to fall into a recession? So, well, that is what everybody is wondering. There are some people saying, no, well, we are still fine, and if you see the charts, it's true, we are still fine, we're still going up. But other people say, well, this is already too much, and at some point it will have a big correction. So, well, important areas to grab liquidity, we have here this one. This is a first important. If we have a correction, we have this one here, then we have this other one which goes precisely to the previous weekly swing. And if we have a correction, people are saying that we might have a 40-50% correction. So, and this will take us very low. So this will take us to these levels, to even lower levels. So to levels like this. So almost the 2022 levels if we take the 40% correction. So we will be going to get this liquidity. We will break this long-term trend line, and will be really a recession. So, but remember, well, we have to go step by step and see. So first, if from here how up we go, then how big is the first correction, we come get this liquidity on this trend line, then we get this one and break down to this other trend line. So we have to go and step by step. How much more are we going to continue high? Well, nobody knows. We have a freeway now, so we don't have any reference here at the moment, so it will go going up as long as it wants. So really, so on the other hand, well, the Dow Jones is looking very similar. So new all-time high just yesterday, new all-time high, and the same thing. So we have important liquidity here to grab, like this one or like this other one, and then we're talking about breaking these trend lines that we have marked here. So on the other hand, the Nasdaq is the index that has experienced a bigger correction and hasn't bounced back, hasn't go back to the top as the other two indices. So this shows that companies like that were really hyped and inflated before, like all the technology companies, sorry, that they are still they are more cautious there, and then it shows that people are taking profits of, out of these companies. So and so they are a bit more careful, and then they don't think that the rally could continue more longer for these companies. So we will have to look if this attitude uh, is now transmitted to the other indices, to the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones, and then we will have the correction that some people are anticipating. So, for instance, here on the Nasdaq, well, we passed here this level. We can see here that we passed this level barely. We barely passed this level. So if continues to go up, so then we will come and get this liquidity that it is waiting here. That all this liquidity that it is waiting here. So if this that is likely, so if the dollar corrects a bit more, it's likely that we will pass this level. This is a daily swing high, important daily swing high. We will pass this level and get this liquidity, and from here see if we start correcting or if we continue up. So finally we will check the DXY, the dollar index, quickly. So as anticipated by the rate cut, so we are going down, following this downward trend line. So it looks very likely at the moment. So we already broken this important level. So it looks very likely that we will come and get this liquidity that it is here. So we will come here to this level and to the 99 level, and then from here see what is the reaction. If we find support and have a bit of reaction upwards, and then continue our way down, or from here we stay a little bit here on this level. So we can see here that we are forming here another triangle. We can see here that we form this swing high, swing low, swing high, swing low, and then we have these trend lines going downward. So we have this triangle. So very unlikely that it will break up, because they would need to increase the interest rates by a lot. But more likely that we break down, and then let's see to which level we get here. Or it might be that we don't break down now, and then we still have another swing high here, and then another swing low, and we stay in this triangle for many months, because remember, this is a long-term chart. We can see it more clearly here on the weekly chart. So we can stay here like this with swings high, swing low, swing high, swing lows, and compressing until we break down or we break up. What would be the scenario that we break up? Well, if the inflation, if they cut rates too much and too soon, inflation comes back, that would be catastrophic, because then they will have to raise interest rates again, and then it would signal that that the economy is really out of control, and then it will signal recession for sure. So then in that case, then we will see this big correction for the American indices. But as I mentioned before, let's go step by step. So at the moment looks bullish on the cryptocurrencies, also on the indices, but be cautious, because we are approaching a top here, and we are also here on uncharted territories, and we don't know how high can we get, and the same for the Dow Jones. All right, thank you very much for watching, and I hope this is helpful, and see you in the next one.